This is Irontrader, and this is midday trading. So we're going to take a look here at crude oil and natural gas. But first, we're going to take a look here at Ford, which their earnings are coming out here after the close today. And we're going to take a little peek ski here at McDonald's, which is going to be out tomorrow, first thing in the morning. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy. So it's not about ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, first on the docket here, we have Ford daily and weekly chart. Now, their earnings are going to be come out here today after the close. But now remember, General Motors came out and their stock just blew much, much higher. Same way with Tesla. So we got to see what's going to go on here with the old Fordski. Okay, so let's just see what's going on here with the chart. Now we have this sideways action. A lot of times with that builds that energy situation. But we got a lot of key resistance here that's going overhead. Here, let's just look at the weekly here first. Okay, so what we're looking at here is basically this 1138. That's going to be very, very key. We notice that here we're on Friday here. We could not get through it. And then we have, as I say, that's going to be very, very key. And then if we get above that, we have this 50 SMA here sitting right here. You're sitting at 1179. And then we have that 100-day sitting at 1210. And then we could rally all the way up here to that 1338 level. Then we have your retest there at 1485. So we got to see how this is all shaken out. Now you can see how this 8-day came on down, and now we got a good sideways action, but looks like it wants to roll up. So something's going to give here. Either the 21-day or the 8-day is going to pop up or it's going to pop down. So you want to watch that 8-day there on the downside. That's at 1089. That might be a good buying opportunity. If that is lost, we just come right to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 1066 here. What do we got there? You got 1038, and then we can venture all the way down here. You got 1013. Look at the bottom of this candle here. You got 977 and then 949 big retest here. Now Ford's not what you call a really big mover here, but we had that big drop right here. Okay, so we have that gap going on. So you want to pay attention to this gap, okay? Because look at the top of that candle right there. Is looking at 1198. There's your gap, and then we look to the bottom of this candle right here. You're looking at 1359. There's your fill, okay, your gap and your fill. But we have the old Hondo sitting right here at 1142 and then 1187. So it looks like everything is just jammed right up. So when you look at the weekly, everything is right on there in that situation, and everything is right here. But again, if you can get up to the top of this candle here, that 1198, and you get out of all of this situation here, then we can go right to that fill. That's right there at that 1398, and then you can possibly rally all the way up to that 1485. Now, RSI here showing that 60, that had plenty of room to run. Your green over your red. This is looking actually not too bad here. The question is, what is going to be the reaction to that earnings? Okay, so you look at the old MACD here, look at your green cross the red. This looks like much higher, but your 21 days coming down, your 8 days coming up here. So when you get that wedge like that, something's going to give, and this has a lot of good upside targets here if you're trading the old Ford. Okay, let's take a look here now at McDonald's. All right, here we have Mickey D's. Now, they had a little situation, a little bacteria situation, and hopefully everybody will be okay from that. With the McDonald's, but I guess it had nothing really to do with them. It was a supplier of onions that from somewhere in California that had that listeria in it, and that's what was all the big hoopla here, okay? So what we had here is we had this gap down. So again, now we want to watch this gap. So you take the highest candle, okay, which is right there. Okay, so you're looking at 302.39. There's your gap, and then we look at right to the bottom of this candle at 313.30, okay? Gap and fill. Now in the meantime here, we have this 305.75, that's your 21 day, and we have that 306.33 here. Now, usually McDonald's does a pretty good, I know like the ones around here where I am, not the inside, but the drive-through is just fantastic. People just like to drive up and boom, go, you know, and get their food, and then they go on their way out there. So actually it works very, very good. I don't eat their food, but I say they do have a good cup of coffee. I got to give it to them on a cup of coffee there. So now here we look at your RSI here. We got the old 43 here. Now you got plenty of room to run on the upside. The green is below your red here because we had that drop off, but now we got this sideways action situation here. So what you really want to watch here is on a closing basis is this 297.95. That's your 50-day here. And realistically, they'll retest at a 290.83 level. If that is lost here, we have another gap that's right over here. Okay, so you got 281.72, and then we look at the top of this candle at 279.50. So you gap, and then your fill, and then we can start running into this 279.34, your 200-day, and they'll have the old Hondo there at 2.2 278.49 here. So we got to see how all this earnings going to shake out and what they say about that listeria kind of a situation. And going forward, that's what we can't worry about what the past is. We have to go there and look at the forward situation. Okay, so when you look here, like on a weekly chart here, you can see that big ass red candle. Now we have what the inside week, but again, it's only Monday. But again, this is what you're going to be looking for, that 301.48. You need to close above that, okay, by the Friday. Okay, that's going to be very key. Other than that, you can drop right off the map here. Okay, so you got everything sitting right here around this 280 area. Okay, which lines up pretty nice here with this 275. So that's going to be very, very key support. So just watch that if you're trading this here. But the key is going to be holding that 290.83. If this just went sideways, I think this is going to be a good buying opportunity here going down the road here as far as their business-wise situation here. Okay, so again, on the upside here, watch that gap. That's going to be very key, that 302.39. And then if you can keep rallying, watch that fill at 313. And then we have a lot of resistance here in the center, but that gap and that fill is usually like targets like magnitude of fridge. Okay, let's take a look here now at crude oil and natty gas. Okay, crude oil. Now, again, this is basically that war situation. Okay, so Israel retaliated and they hit Iran. However, they didn't hit any oil facilities, no nuclear facilities, no power plants, nothing. It was a very strategic targeting and what they did. Now, the question is Iran going to retaliate again? And then is Israel going to really, put the hammer to them and hit some of these? So always that's how crude is. That's why I love crude, because it's always moving. Now, this here, again, is the war premium. The hurricane premium. Okay, so that's what you're trading. You're not really trading supply and demand kind of a situation. Another thing is only a month away here is the OPEC meeting on December 1st. Put that on your back burner, because they see if they're going to take oil off the market, what exactly are they going to do? Now, we can look at today's low here. Let's look at the downside first. You had 66.92. So what you do is you just come right over here to this candle. What do we have? 66.95. Boom. There's your support level right there. Next level, if that's lost here, you're going to come to that 66.33, which is the bottom of this candle. Then we can come right over here to the bottom here, 65.63, and then 65.27. That is your retest, okay? But again, now on the upside, we have this gap and fill situation. Okay, so you want to look at today's top of candle, that's 69, and we look to the bottom of Friday's candle, that was at 69.96, okay, gap, fill, and then we have that right there, that 70.21, that is your 8-day, and then we have your 50-day above that, 71.44, and then we have 71.86. So just remember what you're trading here. It's not supply and demand here, a situation, you're trading a war premium, and we got to see how this is all going to shake out. Okay, RSI coming off, it's doesn't really out of the ordinary, because obviously you've got a big ass red candle, and your green here is below your red here. That is very, very it was curling up nicely, but now she just rolled over because we had this down day. But now you can see here, now we got to see how this closes out here, but you can see how you're starting to get a bottoming candle. So that's what we got to trade against here. Now again, if you can rise up here, then we have that gap and that fill, then we have all your resistance levels. If not lower, well, we know where the targets are. Then we do a little short ski and come all the way on down, possibly 66.33 and possibly 65.27. Now, nat gas today, wow. Contract roll started on Sunday. It'll probably roll in here tomorrow or Wednesday. You'll have it right here on the charts. But look at this big ass red candle. However, last two times that they had the contract roll, look and see here. Okay, see how this rallied right on up here? Just like pretty much what we had here. And then it fell right off the map here in the contract roll. Put in a double bottom, it gapped higher, and then she just ran up. So is it going to do the same thing this time? We got to see how that's all going to shake out. But this big ass red candle actually was a really good trade today with the KOLD. Okay, that was a really, really good trade today. So you got to figure you had a bottom of KOLD at 72.38 and a high of 75.36, but you're up 9 points from Friday. So this here was because we had this indecision candle. So actually, I had no position until this morning. I could see this falling off. I jumped right in the KOLD. And what did I get out of that here so far? I got 2.5 points there so far in the KOLD, which I'm happy with that here. Probably could have got in there Friday, but you just never know, even though we had this double top situation with these indecision candles. Okay, so now we're looking here at the bottom. We're looking at 2.26 on the bottom. Really what you're looking for here is going to be right there is going to be this 200-day that's sitting at 2.23, and then this retest that's going to be very critical right there at that 2.21 level. So if you just look right to the left of the chart here, you look right there, there was your 2.21. Now again, if that is lost, then we can start coming over here. You have 2.17 level. You have right there, you got 2.14. You have 2.12. And then we can just start riding it right on down, 2.07. And then there's your gap at 2.02 and then 1.97. There's your fill, gap fill kind of situation. Again, that's only if that 200-day is lost and this price channel here is lost at that 2.21. Now, upside, well, you got to figure we put in a low there of 2.26 level. You just come right over to the bottom there, and you had 2.27, and then we had right here at 2.25. So you're holding these two candles here so far pretty nicely. Now, again, if we can rally on up here, then your next target on the upside is going to be right there, 2.33 level, and then we're going to be start looking for that 8-day at 2.37, and then we have 2.41. They have that 50-day and that 100-day. But your 8-day, now you lost that 8-day, 2.37. That's not good. But we've got to see how this is all finishes. But when you see candles like this here, you see indecision candles, that tells you that you cannot just stay long, especially when you got the 21-day above it. You got to see how this is going to shake out. And obviously, she shook out to the bottom. But with the contract roll, let's see if we get a jump up, and then she rolls right back up here, okay? That's the thing. We got to see how this is all going to shake out in the next 2 days here. Okay, so bottom line, watch that 200-day, very critical. Okay, 2.23, and then watch that 2.21 on the downside. Upside, there's your big target. It's going to be that 8-day, 2.37, and then we have that 2.41. So now we're trading a little bit bigger range. We're not trading this here to the 21-day. We're trading the 200-day to this 8-day. This is what we're trading here right now. Okay, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after the old pit close. We'll take a look at crude oil, natural gas. Now remember, a lot of tech stuff. Meta's coming out there Wednesday after close, and then Thursday you got Microsoft, Apple, and Google. So you got a lot of good tech stuff going on here as far as trading. So if you don't see a trade in crude oil, natural gas, there's other places to venture. You know what I'm saying, to make some cash. Goldman Sachs is having a great day today. You're looking at that's up there over $9. JP Morgan's having a good day today. And my favorite race, RACE, Ferrari, you can't beat that. That's having also a good day. Okay, trade what's in front of you. Now what you want.